My brothers and sisters, there are moments in life when you feel stuck. You work hard, you try your best, you make dua, but nothing seems to move. Your finances don't improve, opportunities disappear, and you start wondering, why is my rizq delayed? Why is nothing opening for me? Let me share something with you today. When Allah delays something, it is never without wisdom. A delay is not a denial. Sometimes it is a protection, sometimes a preparation, and sometimes a redirection. But if you truly want to change, if you are ready to put in effort for the sake of Allah, then I want you to commit to the next 7 days. These 7 steps are practical, spiritual, and proven through the teachings of the Quran and the Sunnah. If you follow them sincerely, you will feel a shift in your life, your mindset, and your rizq. Let's begin. My brothers and sisters, if there is one habit that can immediately shift the direction of your life, it is the habit of guarding your Fajr prayer. People often talk about productivity hacks, morning routines, and motivational techniques, but the truth is simple. No morning routine will ever bring you the kind of barakah and inner strength that the Fajr prayer brings. Fajr is not only a prayer, it is a divine appointment. When you miss it, you don't just lose a prayer, you lose the blessing scheduled for the start of your day. Let's break this down in a way you can genuinely absorb and apply. First, understand the spiritual impact. When you wake up for Fajr, you are proving to yourself and to Allah that He comes before your comfort, before your sleep, before your laziness, and before the chaos of the day. The moment you wake up and stand on the prayer mat while most of the world is still asleep, you enter into a state of discipline that affects everything that follows. You are telling your nafs, I am in control of you, not the other way around. And once you master this, you begin to see strength in places you never had strength before. When you miss Fajr, the opposite happens. Even if you don't notice it immediately, your day carries a heaviness, a rush, a sense of imbalance. Your morning becomes reactive instead of purposeful. You wake up late, you rush, you start your day already behind, and somewhere inside you feel like you've already lost a small battle. That energy follows you. When you miss the first obligation of the day, the rest of the obligations become easier to neglect. That's the spiritual consequence. Now, let's talk about the practical side, something people don't realize. Waking up for Fajr reshapes your entire flow of the day. It forces you into a healthier sleep cycle, because if you care about Fajr, you naturally start sleeping earlier. When you wake up early, you gain quiet hours with no noise, no pressure, no messages, no distractions. These early hours become your most productive hours. Researchers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, and thinkers all agree on one thing: the early morning is the clearest mental state of the day. But as Muslims, we don't just wake up early, we wake up with purpose, with remembrance, with clarity. So, what should you do when you wake up for Fajr? Don't pray Fajr and jump straight back into bed. Sit for a few minutes afterward. Even 2 minutes of remembrance after Fajr brings a peace into your heart that will stay with you throughout the day. Recite a small portion of Quran, even if it's half a page. Reflect on one verse. These small actions anchor your heart. They ground your mind. They calm your worries. And they remind you that whatever challenges you face today, you are not facing them alone. You might think, it's hard to wake up, I keep failing. But let me be brutally honest. Waking up for Fajr is not about difficulty, it's about priorities. When something is important to you, you find a way. When it's not, you find an excuse. And if you want your circumstances to change, you need to stop treating Fajr like an optional part of your life. Make the intention tonight. Tell yourself clearly, tomorrow I am waking up for Fajr, not because I'm trying to be perfect, but because I'm trying to be sincere. And sincerity is what Allah rewards. Let's make this even more practical. If you struggle waking up, sleep earlier, not 5 hours after midnight earlier. Avoid scrolling on your phone before bed. It destroys your sleep. Put your alarm far from your bed, so you must stand up to turn it off. Ask Allah sincerely before sleeping. Oh Allah, wake me up for Fajr. Never underestimate this dua. If you ask with sincerity, Allah will soften your heart and help you rise. And if you wake up tired, remind yourself the tiredness of obedience lasts a moment, but the tiredness of regret lasts the entire day. The few seconds of discomfort when you leave your warm bed are nothing compared to the hours of peace you feel afterward. Now let's talk about barakah. Barakah means divine multiplication, results that don't make sense mathematically, opportunities that appear out of nowhere, ease that you cannot explain. People chase money, jobs and success, but they ignore the source of all success, Allah. When you pray Fajr, you place yourself under Allah's protection and blessing for the entire day. You will notice that things become easier, smoother, faster. Work that usually takes 5 hours may take 2. Problems that would frustrate you become manageable. Conversations go better. Decisions become clearer. The entire flow of your day improves. Why? Because you aligned yourself with the natural spiritual rhythm Allah designed. There is a reason the Prophet, peace be upon him, made dua specifically for barakah in the early morning hours. The early morning is not an accident. It is not random. It is a time designed by Allah to be filled with productivity, clarity and blessing. When you lock into that time, you lock into a flow that elevates your entire life. So today, commit, tell yourself, for the next 7 days I will protect my Fajr like a treasure. Forget perfection, focus on consistency. If you genuinely fix your Fajr, you will fix your flow, your discipline, your mindset, your mood, and yes, even your rizq. Because Allah places His blessings in the lives of those who honor Him at the start of each day. If you truly want Allah to open the doors of rizq for you, you need to understand one thing very clearly. Allah sends sustenance, but He does not bless what is impure. Rizq is not just about money entering your hands, it is about what happens to that money once it enters. Some people earn a lot, yet nothing stays. It disappears in bills, repairs, stress, sickness and unexpected problems. Others earn modestly, yet their money stretches, lasts and brings comfort. That difference is called barakah. And barakah only settles in what is pure. Many people beg Allah for more rizq while holding on to income that is contaminated. They want more, but they have not purified what they already have. And Allah in His wisdom does not increase a person in something that would harm them spiritually. Today I want to explain this in a very simple, practical and easy to understand way. First, understand this principle. Halal income brings peace. Doubtful income brings heaviness. Haram income brings disaster. It may not show immediately, but it always shows. Allah has made your sustenance halal for you, pure, clean, dignified. And when you choose that path, Allah places blessings in your earnings, even if the amount is small. But when someone knowingly engages in dishonest, shady or haram methods of earning, they block their own doors of blessing. They may earn more numbers, yes, but they lose the blessing behind those numbers. And a life without barakah can feel like punishment, even when the bank account looks full. So let's break down what it means to purify your income. First, ask yourself honestly, how do I earn my money? What is the nature of my work? Is there anything in it that displeases Allah? You must be brutally honest with yourself, because Allah already knows. If your income involves deception, interest, cheating, gambling, harming others or taking advantage of people, then do not expect that income to bring you peace. Even if you convince yourself that you are surviving, deep down you know the truth. Purifying your income does not always require leaving your job completely. Sometimes it means fixing the way you do business. It means stopping the lies, the manipulation, the cutting corners, the exaggerated promises, or the unfair pricing. It means paying people what they deserve, being transparent, being just. Islam does not forbid success, it forbids injustice. If your business thrives by taking from the rights of others, understand that the blessing will leave even before the money arrives. Second, assess if you owe anyone something. A very common blockage in rizq is unpaid debts. Many people pretend they forgot, they delay, they make excuses. They prioritize luxury over paying back what they owe. But Allah does not forget. If you want your income to grow, settle your debts even if you can only pay in small amounts. Allah will open your doors once you fulfill the rights of people. Third, consider the unseen consequences of impure income. A person might say, but I earn well, I'm making money, what's the problem? The problem is that money earned incorrectly never stays where you want it to. It flows into stress, unexpected losses, arguments at home, broken relationships, anxiety and sleeplessness. It feels like your wealth is slipping through your fingers. That is the effect of income without purity. On the other hand, the moment you purify your income, even if your earnings drop temporarily, you will feel a peace entering your life that no amount of wealth can replace. You will feel clarity, relief, and a sense of alignment with Allah. And once Allah sees that you have chosen purity over numbers, He will replace every loss with something far better. Fourth, understand that purifying your income also means making your spending halal. Some people earn halal money but spend it in haram ways. That also affects the barakah in their earnings. Avoid wastefulness, avoid sinful spending, avoid supporting things that bring no good to your life. Allah rewards the one who spends responsibly and in ways that benefit the heart and the home. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine someone earns an income that is small but pure. They bring that food home and feed their children. That food becomes nourishment. It strengthens their bodies, purifies their hearts, and Allah places barakah in their upbringing. Now imagine someone who earns income from haram or dishonest means. They bring that money home, and although they buy the same food, it does not carry blessing. It may fill the stomach, but it does not nourish the soul. That is why the Prophet Muhammad alayhi wasallam, peace be upon him, emphasized pure income. The effects ripple through your entire family. Another thing to reflect on, sometimes Allah withholds certain job offers or opportunities from you because those positions would harm your spiritual state. You may think it is a loss, but Allah knows it is protection. And sometimes Allah gives you a smaller job with more peace, more dignity and more barakah because He knows what you truly need. So today, commit to this step for the next 7 days. Look at your income honestly. Identify what needs to be cleaned. Fix what can be fixed. Leave what must be left. Pay what needs to be paid. And ask Allah to guide you to work that is pure, beneficial and dignified. Because once you purify your income, you will begin to notice something remarkable. Your life starts flowing again. Opportunities appear. You feel lighter. Stress decreases. Roads open. Barakah enters quietly, steadily, beautifully. Purity is not about making less. It is about receiving more from what you already have. If you truly want to understand why rizq sometimes feels blocked, you must understand a reality that many people today ignore. Sins have consequences. Not only consequences in the hereafter, but consequences in this world, on your heart, on your opportunities, on your peace, and yes, on your sustenance. Now, let's be very clear. When something in your life becomes difficult, it doesn't automatically mean you're being punished. Allah tests those He loves. Hardship can be a sign of elevation, not humiliation. But what we cannot deny is that certain sins close doors. And many people keep asking why Allah is not opening their rizq. while they are holding on to habits that lock those very doors shut. Today, we need to talk honestly, not emotionally, but logically and spiritually. The first truth is this: a sin doesn't have to be huge to cause a blockage. Sometimes it is a small habit that you refuse to fix. It could be backbiting, it could be dishonesty, it could be carelessness with your eyes, it could be disrespect to parents, it could be arrogance, it could be a private habit that you think doesn't affect anyone. But what you do in private shapes who you become in public. Sins create a weight on the heart. They darken the soul. They make you spiritually heavy. And a heavy heart does not attract rizq, it repels it. Sins distance you from Allah. And when you distance yourself from the one who controls every opportunity, every job, every contract, every idea, every client, every door, then naturally things stop opening. Let me make this easy to understand. When you sin, three things happen. Your spiritual energy drops. You feel lazy, unmotivated, unfocused, you hesitate, you doubt yourself, you procrastinate. These are not accidents, they are symptoms of a heart losing its brightness. Your emotional stability weakens. You get irritated easily, your patience shortens, you overthink, you stress more. A heart far from Allah becomes restless even if everything in life looks fine externally. Your rizq loses barakah. Money comes, but it doesn't stay. Efforts are made, but results don't follow. Doors appear, but they close before you reach them. This is why the scholars used to say a person's sins can deprive them of sustenance that was already written for them. Not because Allah took it away, but because the person walked away from the path where that sustenance was waiting. Now let's bring this down to earth. Every single person watching this has at least one sin they keep repeating, one weakness, one habit, one struggle, and for most people it's the one thing they avoid dealing with. They know it's wrong, they feel guilty afterward, but they keep postponing change. So for the next 7 days, I want you to do something very specific. Identify one sin, just one, and start working on removing it. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't try to become perfect overnight. Don't aim for extreme transformation. Instead, choose the one habit you know is hurting you spiritually and deal with it directly. If it's the tongue, watch what you say. If it's the eyes, lower your gaze, delete the apps, avoid the triggers. If it's dishonesty, correct it and seek forgiveness. If it's a private sin, replace it with dhikr or Quran in the moments you usually fall. If it's anger, pause, breathe, walk away, make wudu. If it's speaking harshly to family, slow down your words. Small corrections lead to massive openings. People sometimes ask, how can giving up a sin increase my rizq? The answer is simple. When you leave a sin for the sake of Allah, your heart becomes cleaner, your mind becomes clearer, your decisions improve, your discipline strengthens, your du'as become more sincere, your soul becomes lighter, your relationship with Allah deepens. And when your spiritual state improves, Allah begins to open doors that were previously invisible to you. There is also another dimension to this. Every sin you leave creates space for something better to enter. When you remove the darkness, light flows in naturally. When you remove the blockage, the water flows freely. People beg for rizq but refuse to remove the lock that's stopping it. You cannot expect a plant to grow if you never pull out the weeds. Similarly, you cannot expect your rizq to grow if the sins choking it remain untouched. But here is where Allah's mercy shines. When you attempt to leave a sin, even if you fail, Allah still rewards your effort. He sees your struggle, He sees your intention, He sees your sincerity. He doesn't expect perfection, He expects dedication. Some of you may think, I have tried before and failed. That is normal. Change is a process, not an event. What matters is that you get up again. Each time you get up, you are stronger than before. So for today's step, sit quietly for a moment and ask yourself, what is the one sin that is hurting my soul the most? You already know the answer. You feel it. Your heart knows it. Your conscience knows it. Choose it. Focus on it. Work on it for 7 days. When you remove even one sin, Allah replaces it with clarity, strength, peace and barakah. And you will feel a shift not only in your heart but in your circumstances. Because when you walk away from what displeases Allah, Allah walks you toward what is meant for you. Removing sins doesn't just open spiritual doors, it opens financial doors, emotional doors and opportunities you never imagined. Purify your heart and your rizq will follow. My brothers and sisters, there is a door to rizq that many people overlook, even though Allah Himself highlighted it repeatedly in the Quran. It is a door so powerful that when it opens, it brings with it not only sustenance, but mercy, protection, stability and blessings beyond what you asked for. That door is istighfar, seeking forgiveness from Allah. Now, people hear this all the time. They say, make istighfar and Allah will give you, but they treat it like a slogan, not a reality. Today, I want you to understand istighfar in a deeper, more practical way, the way that actually changes your life. Allah tells us in the Quran, through the words of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, peace be upon him, seek forgiveness from your Lord. He will send rain from the sky in abundance. He will increase you in wealth and children. He will provide for you gardens and rivers. These are not poetic phrases, these are direct promises. Allah is telling you plainly, when you seek forgiveness sincerely, your rizq increases, your provisions grow, your hardships lighten, doors that were closed begin to open. The question is, why? Let's break this down in a way that truly sinks in. When you commit sins, when you become distracted, when your heart becomes heavy, when your connection with Allah weakens, these things create barriers between you and the blessings meant for you. It's not that Allah withholds out of anger, it's that your heart becomes blocked from receiving. Istighfar clears those blockages. Think of your heart like a window. Over time, dust, stains, fog and dirt accumulate. The light outside may be bright, but very little reaches you because the window is no longer clear. Istighfar is the act of cleaning that window. When you clean it consistently, the light flows in. When you neglect it, darkness builds. Your sustenance works the same way. Allah has decreed what is meant for you, but sins and negligence sometimes cloud the path. Istighfar is the process of polishing your soul so that you can once again receive what Allah wants for you. Now, many people say, but I do make istighfar, why don't I see results? The answer is simple. Most people rush through it without meaning it. They say astaghfirullah with their tongues while their hearts are asleep. That is not the istighfar that brings transformation. True istighfar has three components. Your heart must feel it. You recognize your mistakes, your weaknesses, your shortcomings. You admit them, at least to yourself. You feel the need for Allah's mercy. Your tongue must express it. You say the words sincerely, calmly, consciously. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. Your behavior must show it. You make an effort, no matter how small, to avoid returning to the same sin immediately. When these three align, that is true istighfar. That is the type that opens the skies, brings rain, expands sustenance and softens hearts. For the next 7 days, I want you to commit to something very simple but powerful. Make at least 100 sincere istighfars a day. But do them properly. Don't speed through them. Don't rush. Don't treat them like a task. Take a moment. Slow down. Feel the words. Reflect on your life. Think of the blessings you have taken for granted. Think of the wrongs you want forgiven. Think of the heaviness in your heart you want lifted. And then say it slowly. Astaghfirullah. Again, astaghfirullah. Then, astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. Let your heart soften. Let your eyes water if they need to. Let your soul breathe. This is not about being perfect. This is about being honest. Some of you might ask, how does saying astaghfirullah help me financially? Let me explain without sugarcoating it. Istighfar does three things. First,